The psychology of economic discipline. Economic strength does not begin in markets, it begins in mindset. Before industries grow, attitudes toward work must mature. Before productivity rises, discipline must guide behavior. Before prosperity becomes sustainable, economic habits must become structured. Economic discipline is not simply policy, it is psychology, the collective understanding that resources are finite, effort is necessary, and planning determines stability. Without economic discipline, growth becomes temporary. With it, prosperity becomes durable. Part 1. Understanding economic discipline. Economic discipline is the ability to balance desire with sustainability. It recognizes that every resource carries cost: time, labor, capital, materials. Efficient societies allocate these resources carefully. Careful allocation reduces waste. Reduced waste increases productivity. Productivity strengthens economic resilience. Resilience protects sovereignty. Without discipline, consumption grows faster than production. This imbalance weakens stability. Part 2. The difference between wealth and consumption. Wealth is created through production. Consumption reflects usage. A society that prioritizes consumption without strengthening production becomes vulnerable. Imports increase, exports stagnate, trade imbalance expands, currency weakens, confidence declines. Production must therefore remain central. Factories, agriculture, technology, innovation. These sectors generate value. Value strengthens economic independence. Part 3. Saving and investment. Economic discipline encourages saving. Saving creates capital. Capital supports investment. Investment expands opportunity. Opportunity strengthens growth. If consumption eliminates saving entirely, investment declines. Declining investment weakens productivity. Productivity determines national income. National income influences development. Economic psychology must therefore encourage patience. Immediate gratification weakens future stability. Long-term planning strengthens prosperity. Part 4. Public financial responsibility. Governments also require discipline. Public spending must align with strategic priorities. Infrastructure, education, healthcare, industrial development. Excessive spending on short-term popularity weakens fiscal stability. Fiscal stability protects currency value. Stable currency strengthens confidence. Confidence attracts investment. Investment accelerates growth. Financial discipline protects economic credibility. Part 5. Productivity and work ethic. Economic success depends on productivity. Productivity reflects efficiency. Efficiency reflects organization. Organization reflects discipline. Workers who value time produce more. Institutions that reward competence increase output. When effort is respected, innovation grows. When effort is discouraged, stagnation spreads. Work ethic must become cultural, embedded in education, reinforced in institutions, celebrated in society. Part 6. Entrepreneurship and responsibility. Entrepreneurs drive economic transformation. They identify opportunity, organize resources, create employment. But entrepreneurship requires discipline, careful planning, financial responsibility, ethical conduct. Risk must be balanced with preparation. Successful entrepreneurs strengthen national economy. Their innovations increase competitiveness. Competitiveness expands opportunity. Opportunity stimulates growth. Part 7. Education and economic thinking. Education influences economic behavior. Students must understand financial literacy, investment principles, productivity, resource management. Economic knowledge empowers citizens. Empowered citizens make informed decisions. Informed decisions strengthen markets. Strong markets increase stability. Stability supports national planning. Part 8. Institutional discipline. Economic institutions must operate transparently. Banks, regulatory bodies, tax authorities, financial oversight institutions. Clear rules strengthen investor confidence. Confidence encourages entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship expands production. Production supports economic sovereignty. Institutional discipline reduces corruption. Corruption distorts markets. Fairness protects competition. Competition improves efficiency. Part 9. The danger of short-term thinking. Economic instability often arises from short-term thinking, immediate consumption, unsustainable borrowing, neglect of long-term infrastructure. These decisions create temporary comfort, but long-term vulnerability. Strategic planning protects economic balance. Patience allows investments to mature. Mature investments strengthen productivity. Productivity drives national income. Part 10. National savings and capital formation. Savings generate capital pools. Capital funds infrastructure, research, manufacturing expansion. Capital formation strengthens independence. Without domestic capital, nations rely heavily on external financing. External financing carries conditions. Conditions influence policy flexibility. Economic independence requires internal financial capacity. Savings must therefore become valued, not discouraged. Part 11. Innovation and efficiency. Innovation enhances economic discipline. Technology improves productivity. Automation increases efficiency. Research creates new industries. Innovation requires investment. Investment requires confidence. Confidence requires stable policy. Stable policy reflects disciplined governance. Governance that prioritizes innovation strengthens competitiveness. Competitiveness expands economic opportunity. Part 12. Culture and economic behavior. Culture shapes economic behavior, attitudes toward work, attitudes toward saving, attitudes toward risk, attitudes toward responsibility. Societies that respect discipline achieve sustained growth. Societies that reward shortcuts struggle with instability. Cultural expectations influence economic outcomes. Positive expectations strengthen productivity. Productivity builds prosperity. Part 13. Resilience during economic shock. Economic discipline strengthens resilience. Savings cushion downturns. Diversified industries reduce vulnerability. Prudent fiscal policy protects stability. Prepared economies recover faster. Unprepared economies suffer prolonged disruption. Resilience encourages investor confidence. Confidence stabilizes markets. Stability protects employment. Employment sustains social cohesion. Part 14. Balance between equity and growth. Economic discipline must balance growth with fairness. Opportunity must remain accessible. Education must remain available. Public services must remain functional. Inclusive growth strengthens social stability. Exclusion weakens cohesion. Cohesion supports economic productivity. Productivity drives national prosperity. Balanced economic systems remain stable longer. Part 15. Long-term prosperity. Prosperity must be sustainable. Temporary growth driven by unsustainable practices weakens the future. Responsible resource management protects environmental stability. Stable environments support agriculture, industry, infrastructure. Future generations depend on disciplined stewardship. Economic decisions must consider tomorrow as carefully as today. Final charge. Value productivity. Encourage saving, promote investment, strengthen institutions, reward innovation, respect discipline, reject reckless consumption, plan carefully, build patiently, because prosperity built without discipline collapses quickly, but prosperity grounded in discipline endures. Economic strength begins in the mind. It grows through effort. It stabilizes through planning, and it secures sovereignty. The work continues.